Daniel chapter 2 is a longer chapter, so it just cut me off, but I'm not going to stop. We're going to finish this. Part 3, okay? Part 3, Daniel chapter 2, we're going to pick up where we left off. The great king, we're talking to the king Nebuchadnezzar, and now Daniel is interpreting the dream. Let me see. Okay, he said, and now I will interpret the dream for you, O king. You, king, are most powerful in all the earth. The God of heaven has given you the works, rule, power, strength, and glory. He has put you in charge of men and women, wild animals and birds all over the world. You're the head ruler. You're the head. You're the gold head. But your rule will be taken from you by another inferior to you. I'm sorry. Another kingdom inferior to yours. And that one by a third, a bronze kingdom, but still ruling the whole land. And after that by a fourth kingdom, iron-like in strength. And just as iron smashes things to bit, breaking and pulverizing, it will burst up the previous kingdoms. But the feet and the toes that ended up as a mixture of ceramic and iron will deteriorate into a mongrel kingdom with some remains of iron in it. Just as the toes and the feet were part ceramic and part iron, it will end up a mixed bag of breakable and unbreakable, of the breakable and the unbreakable. The kingdom won't hold together anything any more than iron and clay can be held together. But throughout the history of these kingdoms, the God of heaven will be building a kingdom that will never be destroyed, nor will this kingdom ever fall under the domination of another. And in the end, it will crush the other kingdoms and finish them off and come through it all standing tall and strong and eternal. It will be like the stone cut from the mountain by the invisible hand that crushed the iron, the bronze, the ceramic, the silver, and the gold. The great God has let the king know what will happen in the years to come. This is an accurate telling of the dream, and the interpretation is also accurate. When Daniel finished, Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face in awe before Daniel. He ordered that the offerings of sacrifices and burnings of incense, and then he ordered the offerings of sacrifices and burnings of offerings of incense in Daniel's honor. As he said to Daniel, your God is beyond question, the God of all gods, the master of all kings, and he solves mysteries. I know because you solved this mystery. Then the king promoted Daniel to a high position in the kingdom. He lavished him with gifts and made him governor over the entire province of Babylon and the chief in charge of all of the Babylonian wise men. At Daniel's request, the king appointed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to administrative posts throughout Babylon, with Daniel governing all the royal headquarters. Woo! What a dream. So Nebuchadnezzar, I told you, was a powerful man. He was a great king, and he was in control of it all. God had allowed him. It is God who gives us promotion. It is God who places people in positions and places and gives them things. It is God who does all those things. And God had given him all of these things, but he is showing him that all these things are going to be snatched, and this is how it's going to be snatched. When we see things, when we have dreams, when we hear things, we understand that everything has a reason and a purpose. When I see something in a dream, I know that the details mean something. They mean something, so I'm praying for interpretation. I'm praying for understanding. That's why I'm saying now, it's like, listen, I want clear understanding. All I can tell you right now is what I see. Sometimes I see things that are for fact, what I'm seeing. It is what I'm seeing. That is what's going to happen. But then, like Daniel saw in this dream, like Nebuchadnezzar saw in his dream, he didn't see himself as being a part of that statue that he was seeing in, and then all the parts that were the kingdom of this great statue that he had saw, and how it was going to be smashed, how everything was going to fall apart layer by layer, and the lower parts of those things were going to be over the same rule that he was over from the head. The head was going to go too, right? So Daniel was telling him that this is what your dream is. And God wants you to know. Don't be confused. There's some stuff going on that this is the reason these things are going to... How about all the gods that y'all serving? How about you done resurrected a statue of yourself? And you have the people praying to you. Remember, that Daniel can't pray. Everybody, they going to come against Daniel for some crazy stuff. But they serve other gods. And God is like, I've given you all these things and you going to do this. Something is for a reason. And we're going to find out. We're going to continue to read and continue to see what God is doing through Daniel. He's already, I told you, your gift going to bring you before kings. Look at here. Now he is in charge of all those things. He has given him rule over all the wise men, over the entire providence of a Babylonian system, of the Babylonian people. These people ain't godly. But God, in his strategic ways, have placed him in that position for such a time as this, okay? That's Esther, but it's for such a time as this that he has placed him in those positions. So we will continue in chapter 3 on tomorrow to find out what God is doing. See how he's going to move on it. And all the things that he dreamt. Let's see how this thing play out. He said this is for a time to come. So we know now that you're going to see it today. But the whole thing about dreams and visions are there. They're going to show you about the things that's coming. So what we going to do about what we see? Are we going to change some things? Are we going to continue in our ways? Is it set in stone? Have we just got to the point where there is nothing else to do except these things going to come to pass? Pray for mercy. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Daniel chapter 2. I'm Prophet DL, and this is Life and Godliness. We are writing it on our hearts. I will see you in Daniel chapter 3. Have a blessed day.